Alrighty, everybody. Let's start things off with a quad box. This is so cool. We just figured out this week that we can show you different SkyTrack cameras all at once, and I've been loving using it all day. It's been coming in handy with all the storms and the rain and the wet roads and the wind that have been moving through today. Good evening, everybody. My name's Carson. Nice to meet you. It is 6:46. It's Saturday night, March 7th. And we're done with the storms for tonight. Getting a little break over the next couple of days, which is good. But you saw the headline on your notification on the Wave Weather app or on social media. I had to add a little red to our 10-day earliest alert. We've got a new alert day for Wednesday of next week. That's going to be one of our talking points tonight, but we'll also look ahead to the next couple of days as well. So let me get my bearings straight here. Hang on. Forgive me. I've been at the station all day watching radar. So if I seem a little out of it, that is why. Let's try that again. There you go. Here's radar this evening, and we're fine. We're in good shape. All we have left now is just some steadier rain in our far southeastern counties. So Washington, Marion, Greene, Taylor, Adair counties in Kentucky, Springfield, Lebanon, Campbellsville, Greensburg, Columbia, right along Highway 68. Some light rain continues to fall at this hour. And the cold front is still off to our west. So we're not seeing anything else on radar yet, but you'll see on Futurecast in a second, a lot of the high-res data is still trying to squeeze out a few more showers as the front itself moves through the region this evening. Not a big deal. Quite honestly, it might be more just drizzle or sprinkles than anything else. But just to be on the safe side, if you're going to be heading out tonight, first of all, be careful, but keep an umbrella handy just in case. Let's put radar in motion over the last 6 hours, and you can kind of see the actually, let's do last 12 hours. Let's go way back in the time machine. So this goes back to about 7 o'clock this morning. What really helped us today were two things. First of all, you'll see it on the loop here at the beginning again. Right here. So early this morning, the band of thunderstorms kind of split. You had a north split and a south split. Here's the northern split that went through southern Indiana. And that really, quite honestly, kept things in check today. You had rain-cooled air in the northern half of wave country. So you guys up in southern Indiana, you had a stormy start to the day, obviously, but you didn't have any other storms to worry about, really. So that helped. But we also had these storms move in 1 or 2 hours ahead of what models were suggesting. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it was enough to really keep things in check today. In our area, at least, I will tell you the National Weather Service in Paducah confirmed an EF0 tornado in western Kentucky earlier today. I'll pop that up here in just a moment. But you can see how things played out. Whoops. There's your tease for what we're talking about next. Let's play this 12-hour loop again. So there's the morning storms in Indiana. They faded, left some rain-cooled air. And it was really just watching those storms in central and southern Kentucky this afternoon, and they just could never get organized. They had a little burst of 35, 40-mile-an-hour gusts from time to time, but that was about it. So got through this thing just fine. No problems at all. Just a lot of rain, obviously. And now we move on. Now, let me pop up, before we move on, to that tornado report that we had down in western Kentucky earlier tonight. Where is it at here? Bear with me, guys. There it is. So down here, there you go. See all those tree damage reports and things like that. There was a portion of that line out in western Kentucky this morning around 11 a.m. or noon that was spinning. Wasn't a lot, but it was enough. And you see that confirmed tornado report. I think this is in Graves County. Yeah. Just before 11 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. Central Time. Take it full screen so y'all can read that info. An extremely narrow EF0 with 85-mile-an-hour winds, metal roof blown off, a couple buildings, trees uprooted. Doorbell camera showed a vortex through the yard that was about 4 to 6 feet wide. That is a tiny tornado. That is a tiny little thing. But yeah, caused some damage. And sure enough, we had a confirmed tornado out of it earlier this morning out in Western Kentucky. But for us, we got away unscathed and on we go. Let's talk about rain, because obviously you guys have had a ton of it this week, especially in Indiana. These are kind of a mix of estimates plus actual measurements. I like using this map because it just gives you a good general idea of who's seen the most rain this week. And obviously it's been you guys up in southern Indiana, where these orange colors are 4 to 6 inches of rain thereabouts since Monday. And of course, up in far northern Jackson and Jennings County, there have been measurements over 6 inches of rain that's caused all kinds of flooding up in the far northern fringes of wave country. Meanwhile, further south, there has not been nearly as much. Down near Columbia, you guys really haven't seen a ton, aside from today, if I can recall. Closer to the Ohio River in Kentucky, about 2, 3, 4 inches of rain. So yeah, it has been a soaker. But if you remember, maybe it was last weekend, we talked about the fact that some of us were in a drought going into this week. So yeah, we've had some flooding. Creeks and rivers are going up, but we needed this rain, if you can believe that. We're going to touch on the river flooding in a second, but I want to show you where the cold front is. So you got all this prefrontal activity that is sliding eastward tonight. That's not an issue for us. You can see where the stronger storms were today, down across the deep south, Alabama, shout out, into Mississippi. And that will keep on pushing south and eastward as the night goes on. So the cold front's knocking on our door. It's moving through Indianapolis. It's moving through Bloomington. And until it completely clears us, which quite honestly may not be until early tomorrow morning, we'll keep that chance for a few showers, a few sprinkles to flare up. It's just a 20, 30% chance. It's not a big deal. But like we mentioned a little while ago, if you're going to be out and about tonight, keep the umbrella handy. You might need it. Okay, here's the river flood stages. And obviously the focus is the East Fork of the White River, not only up in Seymour, but into Lawrence County, Indiana. It was in major flood at Seymour yesterday. It's back down to moderate flood, but you notice it stays in minor flood, that orange color, through at least Wednesday morning. And obviously, we've got more rain and storms on the way by midweek. So you guys up there near Seymour, I know we kid about the White River flooding easily, but that's serious flooding. So definitely be careful up in our far northern counties. Most area rivers otherwise are running a little high, but they're in good shape. You see the Ohio here in Louisville. It's holding pretty steady. And obviously, it's a bigger river, so it can hold more of that water. All right. So that's where we stand on the flooding and the rain and all that. Another quad box. I'm going to show you guys these all the time now. I love them. Shout out to Ryan for figuring it out. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s tonight across the Commonwealth with cloudy skies overhead. Yeah, most of us in the mid 50s to low 60s. A little cooler further south where we've had that rain hold on a little while longer. But as that cold front moves through tonight, we'll all drop into the 40s. I've got 49 as our low. Keep that chance for sprinkles or scattered showers throughout the evening. And some of those sprinkles may hold on down towards Campbellsville and Greensburg and Columbia tomorrow morning. But for nearly all of you, when you wake up tomorrow morning, any showers or sprinkles are gone. And eventually, you'll see a lot of sunshine tomorrow. I got to mention it. We all lose an hour of sleep tonight. So, yeah, yippee. I'm going to be quite entertaining Sunday morning on Wave News Sunrise. So I hope you'll tune in at 6 a.m. You never know what I might say because I'll be so tired. But nonetheless, also a good time to check your smoke detector batteries and your NOAA Weather Radio batteries too. Quick look at Futurecast for tonight. You see some of those light shower sprinkles rolling through. No big deal. Here's 7 o'clock in the morning. We start off with cloudy skies across the board. So it will be a gloomy morning. And you see perhaps a couple raindrops still holding on further to the south. But look how quickly those clouds clear out. I really think heading towards lunchtime tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see those clouds clear. And we should end Sunday with a good bit of sunshine for that extra hour of sunlight that we'll have into tomorrow evening. Not bad. All right, so let's just jump to the 10-day and we'll talk about Wednesday. You see those 2 nice days ahead. I'll still say tomorrow's nice. It's pretty dry, 64. Monday looks dry during the day. Monday looks phenomenal. Absolutely perfect. If you need an excuse to get off work Monday, there you go. 74 Monday, just stunning. Tuesday, that's when the pattern becomes unsettled again with at least scattered storms. And I should say, I debated on whether or not to add an alert day for Tuesday night or just keep it focused on Wednesday. Because there's a possibility that some of those storms Tuesday night could pack a little bit of a punch, but it's really Wednesday that we need to focus on when it comes to any severe weather potential. So here we go with Futurecast. You'll see what I mean. Tuesday afternoon, we're in the warm sector. We're going to have highs in the upper 70s probably. Again, and that obviously means that chance for at least some scattered afternoon showers and storms Tuesday afternoon. Not overly concerned about these, but that's why the chance is there Tuesday afternoon. Then you kind of see as this front tries to meander its way towards us, that you get a little bit of a conveyor belt going with waves of showers and storms riding along that front from southwest to northeast. Right now, any severe weather concern, by and large, with Tuesday is to our north and to our west. So that's why I decided, at least for now, to hold off on making anything red, alert day red on Tuesday night. However, notice how this front will start to kind of tilt a little bit, take more of a north-south lineup like this. And that is going to allow for that strong storm potential to be a little more pronounced than what we had today. This front is a stronger front, and it's going to have better ingredients for strong to severe storms. Is this an outbreak? I don't believe so. I do not believe so at all. But the chance for severe storms on Wednesday is higher than it was today. So given the fact that we've already got this heads up 4 days in advance, you know what? Let's just play it safe. Let's go with an alert day for Wednesday. And you know what? We may get to Wednesday and it's just a bunch of rain. And if it is, great. We'll get rid of the alert day. But as we've always said here at Wave, we'd rather give you that earliest alert and then take it back because we don't need it anymore versus not giving you that earliest alert and we all get caught surprised. We don't want that. Note the timing of this front. And this is the European model, by the way. 6 p.m. Wednesday. That's the warmest part of the day. Most storm fuel to work with. That would not be ideal. Evening commute, all that good stuff. So if we have an afternoon evening timing with this cold front as it sweeps through, we're going to have a few severe storms, in my opinion. If it's earlier in the day, maybe not as many severe storms. If it's later in the night, maybe not as many storms. We'll see. But models have, I remember last Sunday, guys, on this live stream, I said, watch Wednesday, March 11th for severe potential. And here we are. So we need to just keep paying attention to it. I can't give you more specifics tonight than that. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening seems to be the general time frame for a few strong to severe storms with this front. What kind of hazards? All are on the table for now. Damaging wind gust, perhaps some hail, spin up tornadoes. And obviously, the more waves of rain we see, the more of a flooding concern we'll have too. So everything's on the table. Is it an outbreak Wednesday? No. No, it is not. It is not. But it could be a busy afternoon for sure. So wanted to get that earliest alert out for you. You notice this is a quick moving front once it finally takes that north-south orientation with it. So as we head into Thursday morning, we should be clearing things out, and Thursday may actually be a pretty nice day. A cooler day, but it will be nicer on Thursday. And before you snow lovers get too excited about, oh my gosh, is it going to snow behind this front? I don't see it. I think any snow potential stays north and east Thursday morning. So we're really just focused on the severe component with this. Speaking of, here is the severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center for Wednesday. And again, you don't see these all the time this far out, but they've already outlined basically all of us in that slight risk category. So that's a level 2 on the 1 to 5 scale. Could this go down to a level 1? Yes. Could it go up to a level 3? Yes. It's just the fact that we recognize this pattern. This has been on the data for almost a week, probably longer than that now that I think about it. And the fact that it's been so consistent, our confidence is higher with this setup compared to what we had today. Put the alert day up. If we don't need it, great. But I'd rather give you guys the first alert than be caught off guard by Wednesday. So that slight risk is out. This will obviously be adjusted every single day, several times a day over the next 4 days. So check back often for updates. And obviously, as we get towards Monday and especially Tuesday, we'll have more specifics on timing and which threats are worse, which ones aren't as big of a deal. Okay? But that's the general gist for Wednesday at this point. The rest of the 10-day, Thursday, cooler, 49. Friday, warmer, but windy. Windy. You might blow away on Friday with a high of 64. I kid. It's just going to be a little blustery Friday. Dip back down to the 50s Saturday. Another system that's starting to pique my interest, I suppose, is next Sunday, not tomorrow, next Sunday, March 15th. For more rain, perhaps a few storms. But what's more intriguing about that setup is what you see on Monday, March 16th on the 10-day. Those are flakes. Those are flakes. Those are flakes. Some of those flakes could hang on into St. Patty's Day. You see the European kind of has most of the accumulations north. Maybe a clipper tries to zip in here as we get towards the 17th and 18th. It's going to get colder in that middle week of March. The question is the timing going to be right for any snow opportunities to zip through? And I do think there are going to be chances. How many? Hard to say. But I do think there will be some snow chances for you snow lovers as we get towards that middle week of March. Not this upcoming week, but the following week. And you see those temperatures drop as we head to the 16th and 17th with those highs back down to the 40s by then. So that's where we are at this point, friends. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, complaints, fire away. Just be nice. And we'll go from there. Let's see. Hi, Crispy. Yes. Good thing those storms got here as early as they did, because if they came in a couple hours later, we'd have some trouble. But we didn't. So that's good. Hello, Wizard of Night. How are we doing? Anita, hi. Yes, lots of rain today. I forgot to mention that earlier. In Louisville today, we picked up just over an inch of rain today. 1.03, I think was the official number. So another good soaker for sure. Mrs. Zombie Turtle on Twitch. Hello. Shout out to our Twitch users. Leo, hello. Clayton, hi. Hello, Blue. Hi, Sean, out in Middletown. Hello. Hi ZK, how we doing? Do. I am an hour early tonight, Weather Geek. I just felt like knocking it out, to be honest with you. Like I said, I've been up all day, kind of watching radar, so I might lay low here for a little bit until we get to our 11 o'clock newscast tonight. It's all part of it. Let's see. Let me check something here on my phone real quick. Cameron's got a question, and I'm trying to figure out. It's related to the tornadoes that we had yesterday. Let me pop it up. Asking about the Union City tornado, which was in. Was that in Oklahoma? No, that was the Michigan one. Okay. Forgive me, between resting for today and everything else going on, I haven't had a chance to look at the news. Any breakdown of what happened in this Michigan tornado yesterday? Very unique setup in that you've got two areas of interest, one of which is north, closer to the low pressure. And this cold front stretches basically across the whole country. So further to the south, it's more of an instability factor, whereas further to the north, you got a lot more shear to work with. And I haven't been able to look at the details of the atmosphere was like up in Michigan yesterday, but obviously it was loaded for a monster of a tornado, especially for Michigan. That kind of stuff not only, but most of the time you don't see that kind of stuff until you're out in the Midwest or the deep South. So it was very, very unusual. Now, as far as the marginal risk, the new intensity levels and things like that, I kind of told you guys my thoughts on the intensity system. I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe I'll warm up to it in the months to come. But, remember, SPC risk maps are just guides. They're not gospel. The Nashville tornado in March of 2020, right before the pandemic lockdown, that EF3 that went through downtown Nashville. I remember it well. I got many friends in Nashville. I believe that was a marginal risk, or at least Nashville was in a marginal risk with that tornado that night. So stranger things have happened in those kind of setups, unfortunately. Hi, Kelly. Tuesday storms in Indiana. Bad looking. We'll have to watch Tuesday evening for those initial storms that are kind of riding along the front. Again, I held off an alert day for Tuesday night because I'm not sure how strong those storms will be. They may be like today where they're just kind of loud and heavy storms, but they may have a little bit of a punch. That's a little more iffy. Wednesday, I'm more confident that we'll see more strong to severe storms, but we'll see how that plays out as we get towards Tuesday night. I do think Tuesday night, however, the higher storm chances are in Indiana compared to Kentucky. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, nothing severe up in Trimble today, just some good soaking rain. Well, nothing severe for any of us today, which was good. Yes, Gene, good weather for all the ducks and all the fish and the geese and all those critters. They're loving this, I'm sure. Hey, Michael. Timing for Wednesday afternoon, evening for the main storm potential at this point. I can't get more specific since we're 4 days out, but afternoon, evening is kind of where I'm watching. Let's see. Hi, Melanie. Up in North Vernon, my road was really flooded, but it didn't last long. Well, that's good. That's good. Again, these breaks and these waves of rain we've had have helped from this becoming something similar to what we had last April, which I hope we never see again, or at least we don't see for a long time. But yeah, hopefully you guys are okay up there. Daniel, thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it. Crispy, this is a great question, and I don't have an answer. Why have some of the models been so horrendously bad the last couple of weeks? Well, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. They did a decent job this week, kind of sniffing out which days had more rain, which ones didn't. Today it was rough. It completely missed the storms in Indiana around 7 o'clock this morning. Um, it was still about 2 hours behind, even this afternoon, as the storms were actually moving through. So I'm not really sure what's going on. It's a hard pattern to sniff out, but even then, I mean, come on, it's been a battle for sure. Hi, Destiny. Welcome. Let's see. A few more and we'll wrap it up here. Hello, Buttered Bliss Bakery. How are you guys doing? How windy is it going to be Friday? Plan to have our first outdoor vendor event under a canopy. Do you think you guys would be okay with the wind? And if you say yes, we can bring some oatmeal cream pies. That does sound good. I haven't had one of those in a long time. So Wednesday or Friday, excuse me, we're looking at gust around 30 to 35 miles an hour for the time being. It is going to be a blustery day. I can't remember what the specific levels are as to when the tents need to come down or when they shouldn't be used or things like that. But we'll continue to trend Friday's wind closely. I think right now we're looking at about 30 to 35 gust, and those gusts will be most of the day. If they get into that 40 plus mile an hour range with those gusts, that's when I'd be a little more hesitant to be having events under tents or canopies or things like that, because that's when you get to wind advisory level. And obviously a wind advisory means anchor stuff down, right? So yeah, we're going to get close to that wind advisory level on Friday. So check back often as we go through this upcoming week on that setup. We're 6 days away from Friday, so long way to go. Hopefully you guys can give it a few days before you have to make a final decision on that. But I think around 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts are a good bet for Friday for now. Hope that helps. And thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Thanks, Braden. Yeah, it was on the very edge of that marginal and slight risk was Nashville and that tornado back in March of 2020. But again, it just goes to show you, Mother Nature don't care about the maps we draw, right? The weather's going to do whatever it's going to do. Yes, Cameron, back to that Nashville storm. Yeah, there was a guy doing overnight construction in one of the high rises in downtown Nashville, and it just starts shaking and I think spinning. It was scary. I remember that night vividly. Anyway. All right, guys, that's all I got for tonight. I don't want to ramble too long. I know I've been on here too long already. Next newscast tonight at 11. And I'll be here tomorrow morning, maybe with my eyes taped open, but that's just the way it goes. So try your best to find an extra hour of sleep tomorrow. Maybe you get home from church and you can take a little bonus nap or something, sleep in a little late. If you don't have anything to do tomorrow, something to make up that hour. So try to get some rest if you can. And I'll see you again tonight at 11, and I'll be here all day on Sunday like usual. And we'll keep an eye on Tuesday and Wednesday closely. Until then, enjoy the drier weather once it gets here, and I will talk to you guys later. Good night.